You guys want to know why really strong and intense athletes don't do weightlifting in America?
Oh, Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe. Thank you, baby. Thank you. You're making blood come from my damn mouth. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You gotta make blood come to the mouth. You can't just smack me and don't hit me hard. This bullshit. When you hit him out, you hit that mother. Let's kick their ass. Kick their ass.
Kick their head off, baby. You got to make blood come through the mouth. All right, let's get into the video. All right, so today we're going to talk about some really weird stuff about weight loss and anti-weight loss. Posted this. This is some creator. This is the full-length clip off of TikTok. I don't know who it is, but they posted this and I had to repost it to my feed on my Instagram.
Of adipose tissue specifically increases your risk for type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and things like osteoporosis. People that care about their health don't put their health at risk by engaging in dieting activities. So unless you have a diagnosed medical condition where losing weight is literally the only way that you will get better, losing weight is not healthy. It doesn't benefit your physical health in any way, shape, or form. Most people say that they're losing weight for health. What they really are talking about is their overall general well-being. And research doesn't support that. Research supports that no matter the body size, if that body is engaging in regular exercise and eating balanced, nutritious meals, they will live longer, happier, healthier lives. Health has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of fat on your body.
Look, relax, calm down. I was there as well the first time I saw it. Right? You can feel the blood pumping through you. You're a little bit excited because this is some of the most idiotic you've seen on the internet in a long time. She's saying that the reduction of adipose tissue is worse off than not reducing it. And then she follows it up by saying if you eat healthy and exercise regularly, there's no need to lose weight. And that's the funny part, because if you do that, you'll likely be at a healthy body weight and you'll be a healthy body. Okay, when we talk about people needing to lose weight, it's for their health. Someone like myself, okay, in this instant, I believe that the reduction in adipose tissue for myself does not make me any healthier. Why? Because I exercise very rigorously and I eat right. I'm not a f***ing idiot, okay? Obviously, when I saw this, I was just fuming and I had to repost it and I just put, "We live in a simulation." And the internet took it and ran with it, thought it was funny. But there are some interesting comments here, and I want to dive into this just a little bit more because this sets up the rest of the video. We live in a world where we want nuance, and I think people utilize the mystery of what they say to create some sort of response in which they can later on be nuanced, not in a good way, like utilizing nuance as a weapon. I think the part that people were mentioning in the comments that seemed contradictory to my response being like, who the f*** is this idiot, right? Were people saying, well, essentially Ben House, and this one right here says, essentially Ben House and Eric Helms said this in the weight loss episode of Iron Culture. It's not that crazy. Exercise alone can be incredible for health. This is weird because I don't really get their argument or what they're saying. I responded with, I'm sure their delivery was drastically better than this. If her point was to say something about how healthy individuals who carry fat won't actually see benefits in health metrics if they lose weight, then she failed miserably. If I was either of the two on the podcast, I wouldn't want my points mixed in with this woman's atrocious speech. And that's it. By and large, whatever she's trying to say, there might be some legitimacy, but the overall tone and delivery is horrible. And no one is going to respond to this and be like, hell yeah, I can just, if someone responded and said, hell yeah, I can just keep this weight on because this woman says it, that's the issue. That's a big problem, okay? And that's what a lot of people are going to hear if they just watch this and don't look at any comments, okay? Other people are going to hear and react the same way I did, saying, this person's a f***ing idiot. So this person who originally commented responded, yes, this is not a good delivery. Just want to point out the slightly more nuanced layer, since people likely still only focus on weight as a singular metric, and thus the reactions in the other comments. But hey, now we're having these conversations and it's good. So here's the point again with this video. Nuance is no good when the originator provides inflammatory, non-nuanced content. It doesn't help us to say, even though this person said the words they said, if they said them better, they'd have a good point. I'm not trying to go on the attack here. It's just these pieces of content bother me to no ends. They do more harm than good. And that's basically what I mean here is if this person didn't say the words they said, it would have been a good point. I don't give a what their point is. If they don't deliver it the right way, then they made a mistake. And guys, I guarantee you I delivered it the wrong way and I made a mistake. And it's not always your job to understand exactly what I'm saying in a minute-long video. Later on in this video, I'm going to point to something where I did make a mistake. But that's generally the point here. Let's get into the video that I made later using this statistic that is crazy. Hey everybody, do you want to see how screwed we are? So this is the average undesired weight gain reported by adults in the United States since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic as of February 2021 by demographic. U.S. adults, 29 pounds, men, 37 pounds, women, 22 pounds, and Gen Z adults, which is just, the 18 to 24-year-old Gen Z generation, 28 pounds. But here is the kicker. Millennials, ages 25 to 42, so I'm in that demographic, 41 pounds, baby! So this comes from Statista.com. There were 3,013 respondents over the ages of 18 years old, and the survey time period was February 19th to the 24th, basically since the start of the pandemic to that point. Now, a couple of things were pointed out when I looked at this, and that was undesired weight gain. Okay, that, a lot of times people may not report undesired weight gain. They might be like, I'm totally fine with the weight that I gained. And there's other, flaws to this that, you could obviously think of when you're looking at this. But I think we might be able to generally agree that while the biggest comorbidity, or one of the biggest comorbidities to the COVID disease is obesity. And in America, over the time where we should have been getting healthier to fight against COVID, we got fatter. We got more obese. And that's nothing new. We've been getting fatter and fatter since, I don't know, however long ago. But that's why I pointed it out. But I want to look at the comments here just to show you guys how people speak about this. There's a lot of people who were down in weight. One guy saying, I think I'm down like 30 pounds. Definitely got lucky though. Decided to start working out at the end of 2019 and did not stop. One of the things that, like, at the beginning of the pandemic, my training was the best almost it ever has been in my life. And a lot of people are starting to work out or work from home. And what they were realizing was, I can work from home. That means I can do some work, stop the computer, and I can go do some working out, come back to work. I can go back and forth. I'm home. I'm around my gym, or I can get physical, in this area by myself. But a lot of people, it's like they don't like to shit where they eat. A lot of people have to, in their mind, go somewhere else, go to the gym to make themselves work out. They use that as kind of that external motivation. And I understand that. And I think a lot of people utilize that as an excuse. Right, so many people are again getting fatter when we should, I don't want to say get skinnier, but we should be worrying about our health outside of government mandates. This isn't turning into me being an anti-vaxxer or any of that shit. Okay, if the pandemic wasn't going on, I would tell you to get out there and be fucking healthier. Okay, so please don't twist my words. But again, the number one comorbidity, or one of the biggest comorbidities and things that come because of obesity, right? That is the biggest comorbidity to COVID, and we got more obese as Americans. That's bullshit. Okay, so now this is a segment on, and I hate to say this, Fox News. Look, it's mainstream media. Whether you hate CNN or Fox News, it's mainstream media. They're going to put some spin on it. But I thought this was interesting, okay? So please just hear me out on this. I'm going to assess it differently, and maybe be a little bit devil's advocate here. Okay, but this shit is crazy. So there is someone called an anti-diet dietitian, and here's what I mean.
So diet culture is this overarching system of beliefs and values that's really endemic to Western culture at this point in history.
Christy Harrison is an anti-diet registered dietitian with a master's in public health.
Now look, this person is a registered anti-diet dietitian. That's not even an oxymoron. That's kind of the world that we live in now. Up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left. You can no longer have a position as a dietitian without understanding that there's anti-dietitians now. You can no longer say that lifting weights is good for you, because there are people that will say it's bad for you. You can no longer saying that losing weight is likely good for you without someone saying it's actually bad for you. Let's keep watching.
I was, and still am in a lot of ways, triggered by hearing the word fitness.
There we go.
Even before you kind of get engrossed in fitness culture, you are inundated into diet culture and some of the toxic messages.
There is a growing movement to make fitness culture a more inclusive one. Ilya Parker is a leading voice in that effort. In fact, that was Ilya's voice you heard talking about how fitness is a trigger word. Ilya is a physical therapist assistant, a certified medical exercise specialist, and the owner of Decolonizing Fitness.
Dude, I'm sorry, but using trigger unironically is so fucking weak. It's just don't use it, bro. It's like using alpha unironically. Okay, that would be the other side. If you were to say, I'm an alpha, so like this thing, whatever, is like different for me. Like if you said that unironically, you're likely a pussy. Okay, you're also likely a piece of shit. But this person is triggered by the word fitness. Okay, because fitness is enraptured in diet culture. Whatever the fuck that means. What I will say is this. I do believe that saying I'm starting a diet is already off to a bad start if that's the way that you talk about it. Like it's a chore, it's a task, okay? It's been proven time and time again that if you want to lead a healthier lifestyle, you don't have to call it anything. And if you do call it and you make these massive changes, it's likely that the moment you lay off the gas, it's going to go right back to where you were. If you go on the Atkins diet, you do keto. I know a lot of people who've been successful on keto, so whatever. A lot of people have been successful on all these different diets. I don't actually want to go down that route, okay? But if you make such a vast change and then let go of it, it's going to come back to you, rather than slight lifestyle changes. Having someone help you out in very minor ways and taking minor steps until they add up into a healthier lifestyle wherein you can eat, a cupcake every once in a while. You can do things that would be considered unhealthy because in general, you're a more healthy person. And I will admit, the TikTok that I made did not provide enough nuance. I could dive into that at length. The main thing that I'm trying to point out is, in general, and I would love to see someone argue this, in general, we got fatter in America since the start of the pandemic when we likely should have lost weight to protect ourselves against COVID. I would love to see someone argue that with some sort of statistics saying that we are getting healthier as a country, because I don't think we are. And I know you don't out there either. Let's go on.
If you're going to your doctor, one thing is that you do not have to be weighed. It is your right to decline to be weighed.
Okay. I'm sorry for stopping it, but this pisses me off to no end. You can do whatever the fuck you want in the doctor's office. Your doctor could be like, hey, open your mouth and do while he puts the tongue depressor on there. And you can say, nah, fuck you, it's my right. And he would sit there and go, okay, dude, sure. You can walk the fuck out of here if you want. All of this is your right. It's like as if the doctor doesn't have your health in mind. That is crazy to me. That is crazy. Like, weighing me makes me feel uncomfortable. That may be true. But your doctor? Bro, have you heard of HIPAA? First off, he cannot tell anyone. And if he does, he loses his license. No, he loses his doctorate, not license. Jesus Christ. This isn't a seminar they go to. They go to med school for a million years. Anyways, look, you can feel uncomfortable getting on the scale. It can be a mirror to how unhealthy you have been. Also, the scale doesn't mean, like for someone like myself, and for some people who may be heavier than me or not heavier than me, whatever, that's not the metric of health. I think that's literally what people are talking about here. It's as simple as that. Body weight doesn't always reflect health. Great. Hey, thank you for telling me something that doesn't mean anything. The sky is blue, guys. The sky is blue. Your body weight doesn't always dictate how healthy you are. Great. You're brilliant. Make more videos that confuse more people, because that's ultimately the point you're trying to make. Okay? Go to the doctor's office. If you don't want to step on the scale, great. But your doctor doesn't give a shit. They don't. You're not standing in front of a crowd trying to prove some shit.
And so that you certainly can decline when you go. The other thing is to let your provider know that you would like medical care from a health at every size perspective, and that you would not want to discuss weight or weight management at your visit, that you have the right to ask for that.
You'd like medical care from a health at every size perspective. So here's the thing. You could say, I don't want you to talk about my weight. Okay? The problem is, if they take a blood pressure read of you and your blood pressure is astronomical, okay? And you're 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds overweight. Doctor, I'm scared about my blood pressure. What should I do? Doctor goes, I'll give you some medication. They go, thank you. I'll take your medication. Right? It's much more comfortable to say, take a pill, than to look at yourself in the mirror. It's much more comfortable to blame others than blame yourself for getting yourself to that point. This is insane. I've never heard of anti-diet dietitian, but now they exist. I've never heard of the word fitness triggering people, but it does. Anyways, please, guys, comment below as to what you think about this. Offer some nuance, but don't make it weaponized. I'll see you guys on the next one.